Hey guys, so I tried to record this video a few times on my TikTok, but I'm usually just gonna use TikTok for watching. I'll probably just delete it because the thing keeps glitching. But the topic I want to talk about today is fundamentals of being a decent human being in general. Okay, in other words, your genitalia does not dictate your behavior. You do. Okay. Yes. Okay. Doesn't matter what you have between your legs. If you want to be a jerk, it's because you made the elective decision to act like a douchebag. Okay? It does not matter. Okay? So I'm sick and tired of men and women thinking that their genitalia is either a get out of jail free card or is a display of power or something like that. Okay? Women think it's empowering. Like, there's a lot of women out there who think it's empowering to beat up on their boyfriends or sneak it on their, even on their kids. Because it's their right as women. And and a lot of men act the same way. Okay? Now, if you cheat, it's because you made the choice to cheat, okay? I know it depends on the situation of the relationship. If the man or woman is in an abusive relationship, yes, understand why you would want to get out of the relationship. Okay? But if you're gonna do something shitty like beat up your significant other, like literally beat the hell out of them or beat up a relative or something like that, or a sibling, just because you think nothing's gonna happen if you do it. Okay? Yes, if it's self-defense, yes. Okay? You gotta make sure you get out of there in one piece, okay? Forget about honor or any type of rules. Okay? If they mean to do you harm, you try to get out there in one piece. But, anyways, your genitalia does not dictate your behavior, okay? If you want to act like a jackass, it's only because you made the elective decision to act like a douchebag, okay? Your genitalia doesn't give you permission to act like a misogynistic asshole or a straight up perv. Now I'm talking now when I say perv, I'm talking about women too, okay? Because there are some women who are basically guilty of some very sick things, okay? Look at the statistic numbers on how many women who have been caught doing perverted things, okay? How many women who got arrested, like mostly middle school teachers, who got arrested for inappropriate actions with a student, okay? But that's a topic for a different video. So many other people made that video, so I'm not going to do it. But it does not matter what's between your legs, okay? It does not matter if you're a man, it does not matter if you're a woman, it does not matter if you're a trans, vice versa, whatever. Okay? Does not matter if you're gay, straight, whatever. Okay? If you act like an asshole, it's because you made the choice to be an asshole. Okay? Now, masculinity, femininity, should not be used as a toxic trait. Okay? Feminism was basically invented for oppressed women at the time, for them to stand up for themselves, say, hey, we should have the right to vote, we should have the right to work, we should have the right to do this and that. Okay? Exactly. Masculinity. Over the years, basically, a lot of people agree that masculinity should be the point where a man matures mentally and emotionally. case where they acknowledge that basically this is what I think femininity should be too, because, like, basically functioning as an adult, mentally, emotionally matured to the means of being a fully functional adult. Like, we acknowledge the means of responsibility, acknowledge the means of personal sacrifice. Okay? Where you are able to self analyze yourself and realize, hey, I did this one. I did this wrong. I need to make it right. Oh, sorry. Okay? There's a lot of people out there that literally think that their genitalia gives them an excuse to do all sorts of things. Okay? Your genitalia does not dictate your behavior. It's not an excuse for your behavior. You acted like a jackass. You acted like a pervert. You acted basically like the biggest asshole on the planet because you made the elective decision to do so. Okay? We do what we choose. Okay? Because we made the choice to do so. Okay? That is the one freedom we have. That is the one actual freedom we take to granted every single day when we do something. People do stuff because they choose to do it. Okay? It's just as simple. If you don't want to work at an establishment anymore, you make the choice to work somewhere else. Okay? You can't have the decision. Because having the choice of going without a job basically leaves you screwed. Because if you're not going to have any bushcraft experience, that means living out in the woods, toughing it out. And not to mention, most areas of the woods, only vegetables you'll be able to grow out there is basically wild onions. Now, if you're able to grow tomatoes and stuff out there, yeah, you will have a fairly 50-50 decent chance. But with all the crazy crap going on right now, I wouldn't try it. But anyways, if you decided to act like a douchebag, it's not because you're a man or woman or whatever. It's because you made the elective decision to do something shitty to someone else. Okay? Now, okay, it's because you knew what was wrong. You knew why it was wrong. You made the elective decision to go through with it. Okay? That's basically how it is. I more or less believe in the concept that treat others as you wish to be treated. So if someone's being a douchebag to you, you more or less have every right to be a douchebag back. But to be the bigger person, you have to wash your hands of that action in your head that you have going on in your head and go about your day. So that means we have the freedom of choice to react to someone's bullshit or the freedom to walk away from the situation. Because that person's going to get what's coming to them one way or another. Okay? That is within the means of karma, which is in the means of the universe. Basically, everything itself on its own. Okay? Because I genuinely believe that everything comes full circle one way or another. That means every single time I ever do something that no, I shouldn't be doing, like every time I get mad at someone, like, for something that's unjustified. And believe me, or basically try to do something for someone solely for my own benefit or stuff like that, yeah, you can say the universe definitely taught me a lesson. Now, why am I making this video? It's just so everyone else could, like, live off basically the example of more or less what I experienced, basically what every other influencer does. Roma Army, like, speaks about mental health, basic human rights, basic human equality. Like, well, actually, she basically has it covered. But my video should be like, the one last one that should be put on the roster because she's clearly known worldwide, but yet people still ignore the fact that just because you're a woman doesn't mean you get a job free card for your genitals, or just because you're a woman you're allowed to beat up your boyfriends or your son just for the empowerment of women. I'm not saying all women do that. I'm just saying there's a lot of crazy people out there. Like, there are some messed up people that do a lot of messed up things. Okay, that's just a known fact. You guys have been seeing it on the news all the time. Okay, you've been seeing it on here on YouTube, you've been seeing it on TikTok, you've been in the news in general. Okay, they're just messed up people out there. Okay? They claim for all types of reasons, when in reality they're just legit psychos. But, okay. Anyways, like I've been saying for like the 30th time, your genitalia does not dictate your behavior. It is you that dictate your behavior. Your gender is not an excuse for your behavior. You chose to act that. If you choose to act a certain way, it's not because of your genitalia, it's not because you're a man or a woman, not because of your emotion. Yes, I know there are people with, like, disorders, but I'm talking about the regular, everyday human that decides to do shitty things all the time. Okay? If the everyday human being decide to do something shitty over and over again because they decided that he or she think it's okay to do so, even though they acknowledge the fact that they know it's wrong, they know why it's wrong, but they have the thought to, like, just go through with that anyway. Okay? That's what makes them a shitty person. Or the person who does something shitty and regrets it afterwards. Okay? Or try to use basically their ways as a get out jail free card, like, money, their genitalia, or basically trying to say they're better than everyone. Now, I'm guessing who's ever viewing this, you could think about 10 people off the top of your head that act like that. It was some years ago that I used to act like that. I used to have some superiority. Well, thought I had some. I was young and stupid. Like, just young and stupid, just like everyone else. Some people don't get past that. They still act like they're the king or queen of everything, and they get to act any way they want. They get to act any way they want. So, look, bottom line, just be a decent human being. Just remember the fundamentals of basic chivalry. And now, chivalry is not what you think. It's an old knight's code. Okay? Now, opening doors, getting chairs. Okay? That's a small aspect of chivalry. Okay? It's about being honorable, keeping to your word, doing right by your fellow human being. Okay? That's what actual chivalry is. If you see something wrong, you act. That's the actual code of chivalry. Now, the opening doors and getting chairs for your date and stuff like that, that is courtesy. Okay? That's one of the minor codes of, the Knight's Code. Okay? But remember, just be a decent human being. Okay? You don't need to watch a video like this just to listen to someone say your genitalia does not dictate your behavior. You dictate your behavior about 30 times in a row. Okay? Because if you decide to act like a crappy person, it's not because you're of your genitalia, it's not because you're a man, not because you're a woman, not because of your sexuality, it's because you decided to do something shitty. If you decided to do something perverted or very, very nasty to someone, yeah, it's not because of your genitalia, it's not because you're a man or a woman that you decided to have inappropriate relations with someone younger. It's because you knew it was wrong, you knew why it was wrong, and you had the electoral decision to go with it. Okay? People who do that shit, believe me, they didn't care about what they were doing until they got caught. Which, shit like that just makes me feel like humanity is not even worth the life they were given. Okay? I'm not worth the life I was given. Okay, I can attest to that. There's a lot of people who take what they have in life for granted, and they do not care of how they treat people. Okay? They don't care about how they treat people until the consequences of their actions come up to them full circle. Just try to keep in mind that there are a lot of people out there probably in a worse situation than you. You're probably in a bad situation too. But just remember, there are decent people out there that are willing to look out for you. Okay? But at the end of the day, you gotta take that first step. Sometimes there'll be a guiding hand, and sometimes you're gonna have to do it yourself. And sometimes it's gonna feel like the status quo. We're all hungry for something. Sometimes you're the mouth, sometimes you're the meal. But at the end of the day, life is like a staircase. Sometimes you have someone helping you up and down the stairs. Sometimes you're doing it by yourself. You just gotta remember to get to that floor. That floor is a stage in your life. You gotta make sure you can get there. Just remember, your life counts. And the life of the people around you count as well. You must do good by yourself and do good by other people. Okay? Now I leave you with this nearly 20-minute video of useless information. You guys have a good day.